everyone. I'm Jan Kowalski with Green Slate I Incorporated, and tonight I'm joined by almost pending Dr. Philander Van Lan. Hi, Phil.
How you doing, Jim?
And Philander is a special person that I wanted you to introduce to you. But before we get to that, tonight I'm brought to you by Green Slate I Incorporated, and here's the email address, and the Gmail and the phone number for Green Slate I. And Green Slate I is dedicated to assisting ex-convicts. They have programs including reentry programs, job opportunities. They also have a community service program through the Circuit Court of Cook County. They also have a kids camp, Kirby's Kids Camp. And Green Slate also has a subsidiary now called the Green Slate Institute for Justice, and they're interested in finding ways to combat offensive legal processes, including due process rights for all individuals, including ex-convicts as well. And I am Jan Kowalski, and there's my little logo, and that's my name, Kowalski. And for some people, that's kind of hard to say, Kowalski. So I have my little, I have my little guy. Can we see him? Kind of. This is my little koala bear, and he's on skis. And that's just to help remind you that my name is Kowalski. And in case you forget it's Kowalski, you might be tempted to call me Kawasaki, like the motorcycle. But I'm not Kawasaki, and it is koala on skis, Kowalski. And to again help you remember it, it is, I am 100% qualified. And there's my cute little koala giving you the thumbs up, qualified. And just again, Kowalski, Kowalski. And back to me. And Phil, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, currently, I'm a registered nurse for the past 27 years. I went back and attended medical school, which I completed last year.
Where did you go?
International University of the Health Sciences is located in St. Kitts.
Is that
So,
one of the islands?
yeah, one of the Caribbean islands,
Wait, you went
yes.
to medical school in one of the Caribbean islands?
I was there for a couple of months, and then I came back here to do my rotations in Chicagoland.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
But you're still a nurse and not quite a doctor yet?
Yeah, exactly. Legally, I have to get licensed first, so
So, pending doctor.
pending doctor.
All right, so you're
Yes.
waiting to take your boards.
I'm anticipating in December. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Yeah.
And how did you start this journey to becoming a doctor?
Let's see. Well, but back in the day, I was a young guy. Used to watch Marcus Welby and all these other
Wait a minute,
programs,
you're
and
not that old, Phil.
I'm up there, believe you me. So I watched the programs, and I knew these guys had white coats on, and that's something I wanted to do to help people. I was living in the projects. Um,
Which project did you grow up in, Phil?
Lathrop, it was Diversity and Levitt. It was like high rises right there.
And did that experience affect you in any way?
Well, it was a poor area, but we really didn't recognize that we were in the projects because we had family and friends and a lot of people to depend on at that point in time.
Is that what started your desire to become a doctor to help others?
Yeah, exactly. Because I was in the Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts, and then I became a Boy Scout later on. And then we moved out to Maywood in about 71. In about 1972, I started feeling a little ill. Then I was diagnosed with cancer. So
Oh, I had no idea,
yeah,
Phil.
I had cancer in
But you're still
72.
here, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. And then I went through the chemo and et cetera, et cetera. And then family and friends were there to support me in the church. And, I moved beyond that. That's when I was really confirmed to become a study medicine or going to.
But wait a minute, along the way, you have three children, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. I have.
And you raised two of them completely by yourself?
Yeah, I got my oldest one, Ryan, when he was about 11, all the way through 19, 2021.
So wait a minute. So you came out of Lathrop Homes. Now
Yeah,
you're going to medical school,
exactly.
almost getting your license to practice medicine in Illinois,
Yes, ma'am.
single-handedly raising two children, and having been a cancer survivor.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes.
there's more to you, Phil. You also do, Dr. Philander does philanthropy.
Yes.
What sort of philanthropy do you do, Dr. Phil?
Well, I service the community through Impact Family Center. I volunteer and teach guitar lessons in the Roseland area, 113th and Halsted. And I'm going into my third year. We have a span from 6-year-olds all the way through 20-year-old students that come in to get help with maybe symptoms of PTSD or affected by the violence in Chicago. And we have a reprieve there where they can actually learn, get their GEDs and things like that.
Oh, can you tell me more about the Impact Family Center? How do I get in touch with them?
It's founded by Marsha Eaglin, and
Shout out to Marcia.
yeah, shout out to Marsha Eaglin in the center, and she's been there for quite some time, like going on a 15th year, and it's strictly voluntary. That's what I do, volunteer guitar, and she's like a parent. You know, a lot of the students don't have, they're like single families where they come from, so she's like an overseer and give them the right course in life.
Now, before I move off of Marcia, I just wanted to remind our viewers out there that for the next 25 minutes, we're going to be talking with Phil, and you are more than welcome to call in and join the discussion. The number that you can reach us on is displayed on your screen, so please call us if you have any questions or comments. And again, back to you, Phil. And what do you do specifically at the Impact Family Center?
I teach basic guitar lessons to all the teens or to those who are interested, and I teach the basic chord structures, basic notes, and how to make transitions in chords. And then we just had a television appearance the other day with the center, and it was a great outcome.
Well, give a plug in. Where was this at, Phil? Where can we see it?
You can go. Can I say the station?
Yes, you can say the station.
We were on Channel 7, ABC 7, Chicago Proud, and they featured myself as well as the Impact Family Center.
Do the children in the Impact Family Center have to be affected by violence or have some traumatic event in their family in order to be in the program?
No, basically the qualifications are they have to basically fill out an application, and it's a stipend that they receive after learning these certain objectives in the program, and then they ultimately succeed. Some will go to college, some finish high school, and basically you just have to be a teen under I think 19 years old.
And there's no cost for this program?
Absolutely. No
And
cost.
how would the children get there? Is there transportation?
Yeah, there's a young lady, Marsha, matter of fact, the founder. She
Gotta get
provides
Marcia on the show.
transportation the best way she can, and then other parents in the group help, like Deanna and Aaron and Alex. They help pick up the children as well.
So where did you get your love of music from, Dr. Phil?
Well, I started off in the late '60s. We were going
You're
to,
not supposed to say that.
yeah, I'm old. We Lion and Healy's. It was downtown.
Oh, the harp store. I thought that was the harp
Yeah,
store.
it was.
An Ogden?
Yes. Well, I don't know exactly what I was, like 7, 8. We were taking guitar lessons there, and then when we moved to Maywood in '71, I was taking guitar at Cushman Studios, and Malcolm X College had a minorities program for the students in Chicago, and that was like in '72, '73.
Wow, I wish we could have someone here from the new Malcolm X, see how the program is
Yeah.
today. Have you been there?
No, I haven't been to the new one at all. Yeah.
Fantastic. And have you written your own music?
Oh yeah, I'm working on my fourth CD right now.
Fourth? Wow.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your CDs?
The first one I did, I was on WGCI. It's an urban station. I was doing R&B when I could sing back in the day. I did anti-drug tracks and anti-gun tracks about saving the children. I was like 28 years ago. I was featured there, and then I started doing blues with a guy named Billy Davenport, who was originally in the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, and then I recorded with him, and then I start doing classical guitar as well as jazz at Triton College. I was studying music there, and then I was in several bands for several nights with no pay and things like that, long gigs. And then I moved on to writing my own music, and then I did my first CD in 1990, and then I went on from there.
Wow. Did that help fund your doctor education?
Absolutely not.
No, not at all?
No, I mean, when I had shows at the United Center, I would get a contract, but most of the time you're paying your group, you're paying for your band members, and you probably get about $5 out of the entire.
Hey, wait a minute. So your music career didn't fund your doctorate? You're like completely self-funded. Did you get any grants or scholarships?
Absolutely nothing.
You're just a self-funded man that came from the projects and is a fantastic philanthropist, and now he's a doctor and he's a writer. And I don't, did you produce your CDs as well?
Yes, I produced about my last CD. One of my guys, Kevon Smith, and Vince Willis helped produce one of the tracks I'm going to play. It's called My Thoughts. And because I have a saxophone player and keys and all that, but this is just a guitar track that I'll be doing.
We don't quite have those here today, but
Yeah.
Can you play that for us, Phil? I'd love
Yeah.
to hear it.
Yeah, I can play what I play on the track.
Let me scoot over a little bit. And this is going to be My Thoughts.
Yeah, it's called My
by
Thoughts.
Almost Dr. Philander Van Lan. Wow. If I could sing, I'd help you sing along with
Oh,
that
you can
one.
sing.
No, no, I cannot sing. You are really, you do not want me to sing. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Impact Family Center?
Yeah, they're we just started the summer program yesterday, matter of fact,
Oh,
and I started teaching the 6 year olds all the way to 13, and then I just introduced the guitar to them, the parts of the guitar, the head, neck, body, and then you just break it down and have each one of them strum the guitar a couple times, and then they would be affiliated with how it sounds through the body itself, and then I will teach them singular notes, like on the guitar, the first string E.
I hate to say this. Can you show me? I know nothing
Oh,
about guitars. Absolutely nothing.
well,
I just learned that there's a head and neck, apparently.
exactly, head, neck, and body. So I just teach them the first string, F, G, E, F, G, and then we run through that, and then we go B, C, D. Just do a couple strings on the first lesson, and then from there we start doing basic chords like G or C, D, D7, basic chords, and then we start doing we introduce them to poetry, and then we have them start writing their own songs out, and then they ultimately have their own song.
Then the children make their own songs that are in the
Yeah,
program?
we help assist them in the poetry, how they feel about the violence in Chicago, and this is to help them resolve that. We put it in a music format, and it helps them heal overall by being able to turn that into a song, of poetry and how they feel.
Does this music class help other children, not just the ones affected by violence, but special needs children?
Yeah, there's a young lady. Her name is Jada. I've been working with her about 2 years, almost going on my third year. She's autistic, and when I first met her, she was on. Matter of fact, on my last video we did, she
Hmm.
was really introverted and wasn't talking as much, and she went through other programs and with the music therapy program as well. And then by this year, she's playing the guitar pretty much fluently. When they featured her on Channel 7, she's very articulate and she's very has come out of her shell. That's what she actually said.
That's amazing because
Yeah,
autistic children are known for essentially being introverted.
exactly,
I
exactly.
don't know where on the spectrum she is,
Yeah,
but
I think she's high functioning now. But when I first met her last year, she was very quiet, very shy. And through other programs, not only the Impact program, but other theater that she's taking and music and stuff like that, she's been able to express herself musically as well as through poetry.
wow, let me take a station break here.
All right.
You're watching Green Slate 1 Incorporated live on CanTV Channel 21 and cantv.org/hotline. And today we're meeting with Dr. Philander Van Lan, and he's discussing his life and his fantastic musical abilities. And if you want to give us a call and join the conversation, please join us by calling the number on your screen. I believe it's 312-738-1060. If that proves right, let me know. So please call to join in the show. And back to you, Dr. Phil. Can you tell me about going to medical school?
Whew. Um, if I was 20 years younger, I don't know if I would have done it the same way because then I
Oh,
would have.
don't say that. Don't say that. Anybody listening, you are widely encouraged,
Well,
strongly
no,
encouraged to attend medical school. Even though it took Dr. Phil over here how many years, it's well worth going to
no,
medical school.
if I was younger, beginning medical school, without the children, the responsibility and all that, I would have done it that way. But at the same time, life happens because my plan was back in the day to go to medical school, but then I got married, children came, then I got divorced. Things like that happen. But medical school was a great experience. You learn so much. It's just a how do you say voluminous, huge volume of
Huge.
information, and just the things that you learn that you can apply to the human body, to science, to anything. You learn it in medicine because in medicine you have to basically know everything.
And once you get your pass your medical boards, Dr. Phil, what kind of medicine are you going to be going into?
Psychiatry.
Psychiatry. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'll be a
And I hope you're not
psychiatrist.
analyzing me on this one.
No, not at all.
But I bet that helps the children that you work with. That helps you
It
relate to them,
does.
I bet.
It does. Because I have a bachelor's in psychology as well, and you can apply Erickson's theory of psychosocial. You can apply other theories, not Freud or anything, but you can do Erickson and all these other theorists, and you can actually see the children developing through these stages.
That's fantastic,
Yeah.
Dr. Phil. You don't mind me calling you Dr. Phil, do you?
No, you can't. That's fine. That's perfect.
And let's see, what else? Um, it's back to you, Dr. Phil.
Fine.
Again, this is a live call-in show, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to call in at the number displayed on your screen. And tonight we're meeting with almost Dr. Philander Van Lan. And do you have any other philanthropic events that you go through with your musical program?
Well, the program itself is really fulfilling for me, and I want to do it as long as I can, absolutely free because when I was training, I don't recall anybody charging me, as far as monetary to learn how to play the guitar or the piano when I was taking piano lessons or any other instrument. So I want to do this as long as I can, free of charge.
And where are some of the places that you've worked? You were a nurse for how many years?
I've been in the RN 27 years. I've worked at Stroger. I started there in trauma. I was a trauma nurse, and that's where I got a lot of my inspiration. And back in '91 to like '92, and then I went to the ER for about 15
Oh,
years.
you were a trauma nurse in
Yes.
Stroger? Wow, I
hmm
bet you saw a lot of really interesting
Yeah,
things.
it was kind of sad because you're watching your own dying right there in the unit, dying in the trauma unit, and then I started writing music actually about that. I would be at the back door, and we would wait on the third floor trauma unit, and I would just be writing about my brother or my sister killed or murdered, and then I would write a solution to some of the problems that we were facing at that time.
Well, what are the solutions? I
I
think the
think,
whole city is wrestling with that right now.
well, I mean, what I always reiterate, you have to have love, family, education, God, and you got to love yourself, and if you can't do it at a young age, and then you get to a point, like they say, 5 years old is the time the brain really develops into an adult. But at the same time, you can also do interventions to make the children or direct them in the right direction to love themselves and love each other. And that's what my philosophy is to try to instill that in children. Fun with the guitar, and then they help each other. With this other person teaches this other person the music or the chords, and then it's like a spiral effect. And hopefully that's part of the solution.
So it's self-esteem in addition, hopefully, that they can make some money doing this?
Well, not really money, but it's fulfilling when you bond with an instrument or you actually can communicate. For me, at least, when I was going through like chemotherapy when I had cancer, I would sit in the nuclear medicine room and I'd be writing music, looking at the stars, not the stars but the ceiling, and I would go back to my guitar and I would express my emotions on my guitar. And a lot of these kids have the ability to do the same thing under the circumstances out in the street. So
But they're so young. I don't even know how to play guitar. That's really a talent for me.
anybody can learn. I could teach you.
I don't think so.
I could.
I really don't think so,
No
Phil.
problem. Yeah, I could teach you. It's so simple.
All right, but the children are welcome to attend. This is in Roseland, what's it
Yeah.
called again, Phil? All
Impact Family Center.
right, and how long have you been there with them?
This is my third year, going on my third year.
Wow.
hmm
And this is absolutely free for you.
It's free for me. Yeah, I love it. I
It's just
mean,
volunteer, part of Dr.
just
Philander's
throw it in
philanthropy.
there. That's right. That's what I do.
And he's going to be a psychiatrist pretty soon. Do you know
That's the
where
plan.
well, once you get your boards and you get your licensed,
Right.
where are you going to be practicing at?
I have an idea where it's warm.
You're not going back to the same kids, are you?
No, no, no. I mean, it was a beautiful country, but it was very poor. So at the same time, I want to do inner city or urban actually, because that's the largest group that's affected in this public health crisis of violence and poverty and low socioeconomic background, crime rate. We can do something about it because, if you look around you, the government's really not moving fast enough. At the rate these kids are getting killed, 109 shot this weekend, 14 deaths last weekend, higher numbers, so these numbers are increasing. One death is too many in my book. So if I do an intervention, save these children life, who can pass that on to their friends and their friends, you're saving several lives. So it's like a ripple effect that I plan on, trying to help with the kids.
And it takes one children at a time, right?
One child,
at a
one life
time.
at a time. That's right.
So please call the Impact, what was it again?
Impact Family Center.
And take Dr. Phil's class, and you teach classes what days?
Yeah, they go there Monday through Thursday. I'm usually there on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
What other programs do they have there?
They have it's more like play therapy. They have youth counseling.
Wow.
They have Alex. He's the journalist. He comes in. They have Aaron. He's a media guy. He teaches media. And they have another young lady. She's a counselor, similar to I don't know if she's an ex-offender, but she's a very good counselor. There at the program. I don't know her name per se, but they have Monday through Thursday. They're super busy every single day. Then I just put my little hour in and then I'm gone.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to share with our viewers, Dr. Phil?
Oh.
Perhaps a little more music.
I'll do a song. It's another jazz song. And I don't have it mic'd, so it may not have the same effect. Any calls?
We have a caller, but apparently it didn't come through. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And before we leave tonight, I just wanted to take a minute out to wish my condolences to the family of Robert Cooley. He unfortunately was one of the 100 men and women that were killed in the violence of the city over the past few days. Robert Cooley, you will be sorely missed. He leaves behind 3 children. And I believe we don't yet know what preparations are being made, but hopefully we wish the best to Mr. Cooley and his family. He will be sorely missed. And again, you have been watching Green Slate I Incorporated. And bear with me, I gotta find my sheet. Where did I just left? You see my point? Oh, sorry. No, lost it. All right, hold on. So much for my wonderful paper.
Mhm.
Here we go. Sorry, Dr. Phil. And thank you for watching and participating in today's show. And I'm Jan Kowalski with Green Slate I. And my guest tonight has been almost Dr. Philander Van Lan. And thank you for joining almost Dr. Ratliff and myself. And tonight, thank you to my technician, Ziv Sistrunk. And thank you and have a good night.
Thank you very much.